Hi guys, welcome to October Thoughts. For October, I want to talk about the process that I went through with Inktober and also the most recent digital piece that I've done to date. So, let's get on with it. October, as many of you know, is all about Inktober for most artists. Inktober is a challenge started by Jake Parker. It's about using only inks, mainly black ink, to create final pieces. Essentially, instead of having colored final art paintings, it would be in black and white, or grayscale if you choose to do ink washes, like I did. I tried to do Inktober last year, but I wasn't mentally prepared for all 31 days. This year, I prepped, created my own prompt to go alongside the official prompt. You can find my pieces by using the hashtag FairyTober, or if you just go to my Instagram, you will be able to see the entire 31 paintings that I did for Inktober. FairyTober is about making tiny houses where fairies would live depending on the environment or the word of that day. It was a way for me to practice my environmental design skills to get me prepped for when I start my comic book. You can check out the full gallery of my Inktober either on my website or on my Instagram. Both links are available down in the description below. October started off pretty well, I would say, because I had things pre-planned for at least a week. I especially like how it started because day one came off as such a success, in my opinion. It was beautiful and, again, it set a good tone for me. It felt like I would be able to finish Inktober with no problem, despite having had no clue why my ink was only coming off gray on that first day. Luckily, I did remember that I forgot to shake the bottle. Despite the success of the first 7 days, like always, my mental state was not ready for all that stress. Added with personal restrictions and problems and life in general, I became incapable of working within the second week. I think any art challenges that really restricts you in multiple different directions can stifle the creative process that I normally go through. So even though I wasn't expecting to take a break, it's not a surprise that I did. So, like I said, I took a break that lasted about a week and a half, possibly even 2 entire weeks. My sabbatical was for me to recharge, recuperate, so to be able to create pieces that I like. Day 8 happens to be one of those paintings where I really enjoyed the process of it, and I didn't feel stifled by the prompt, the official or my own prompt, and I felt that I had the right amount of skill set to accomplish what I wanted to do for that piece. I think around day 9, 10, I was already having difficulties keeping up with Inktober. After my sabbatical and returning to Inktober to my ink washes, I realized that I wanted something that was a little bit more relaxing to do, like day 8. So I have a few other pieces like that I am very fond of because of the simplicity of the process that I took creating it. And those specific ones, I was quite inspired to create the houses and the story behind it. I think in the latter half of my Inktober, I was heavily inspired by other artists who were also falling behind, and I think it really helped with my mindset and being able to tackle the challenge at my own pace in the way that I wanted to. So for Inktober, like I was saying, I created my own prompt, and when I first decided to create my Inktober pieces, I thought that I would keep them black and white. But as soon as day 4 in my sketches came up, I just thought that I really wanted to color it, because I thought it just matched with the idea and with the whole story that I had for it. And if you haven't seen that, you can go check it out. I have the process video for it. And at the time that I was creating it, the only actual ink that I owned was a black ink and an orange one. But because I wanted to play with blues and purples, I had to bust out some water-based pens. And you'll see in that video that what I do is that I put the color on the paper and then I wet it to pick up the pigment. And I do that a lot with my other pieces. In this same video, I'll be showing it through, I think, day 22, maybe day 25. It's the prickly city, and basically it's just you put down the color on a separate sheet of paper and you get a wet brush, and because it's water-based ink, the pigment will dissolve and reactivate, and you'll be able to reuse that for a different piece. And I really quite like that technique because I use that for my watercolor pencils, which is something that you could actually see me do in one of my older videos, which I'll put a link up here. Basically for my Inktober, I did a lot of ink washing and just diluting my black ink and playing with values, because like I said, I was prepping for my comic. I wanted to level up in certain areas, skill sets that I could then use for my comic. For pieces like Day 20, which is the breakable music box, oh boy, did I have so many mistakes that I just I almost wanted to quit that piece. And you'll see it in the time lapse that I smudged, and for a moment I had no idea what I was going to do, how I was going to fix it. And it made me realize that I've gotten so used to an eraser or the Control Z that I relied on it. I think that Inktober lets you grow by forcing you to draw constantly and possibly, hopefully, consistently if you can. I needed to relearn patience and how to fix problems without my shortcuts, and I think Inktober helped me with that. It really gets to your creative senses. Even though I finished late, right into early November, I am so extremely proud of having finished again at my own pace. It's incredible how much work I was able to put out and how much of it I really truly loved by the end of it. I enjoyed both the process of painting and writing out the stories about the fairies that lived in those houses.
Awake in my heart, the start of something that would go on way too long. Reminded of you with no searching. How could I not when I keep thinking of you? And it takes me back to another time. Takes me back now. Whenever we touched with my heartbeat, if only you'd say it was mutual. Longing for you more than I want. How could I not when I keep thinking of you? And it takes me back to another time. Takes
October wasn't all about Inktober. Not necessarily. End of October is Halloween, and like last year, I did a casual dress up. Last year, I was Alice Liddell from Alice in Wonderland. This year, I dressed up as Tenten from Naruto. I will be showing a full process video this Friday. Also included would be the Neji ghost fan art that I added for the Day of the Dead. Creating that piece was so much fun for me. I realized how more confident I'd become in drawing and translating my traditional skills into digital. I still have a long way to go, but I feel really self-inspired right now. Overall, this month, as per usual with my other monthly vlogs, it was a roller coaster of emotions, of being completely inspired to work, and work, and work, to then being completely swallowed and put down by that same inspiration. I hope that to those of you who joined Inktober, who struggled like myself, that you are seeing the improvements and that you've returned to the sort of art that isn't tiring you out. And that I hope that Inktober, though as stressful as it can be, has helped you improve as an artist. Or even if you didn't join, I hope that you enjoyed the pieces that all the other artists came up with. So that's it for the vlog. Thank you for joining me in my process, and I hope to see you guys next video. Remember to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you haven't. Bye!